as we head into the Christmas week, we're going to see a slow transition to high pressure dominating our weather. Now, it's not going to be a smooth transition. We will see some wetter weather in the lead up to Christmas, as well as some quite cloudy weather. But the pressure pattern sets up as so. We get this area of low pressure sinking to the south of the UK, where it will sit for much of Christmas week. Meanwhile, to the north and east of the UK, we get higher pressure developing over parts of Europe and Scandinavia. Now, that high pressure will bring a more dominant feel to the weather for Christmas week, as it will bring drier and more settled weather. Now, that's not to say it will be entirely dry. There will be quite a lot of cloud around, and there is a risk of showers. Now, this area of the jet stream you can see moving in from the north and east will actually drive some showers potentially across eastern areas as we head towards Christmas Day. So by the time we get to Christmas Eve, we have low pressure situated down to the south of the UK and high pressure sitting up to the north. It's actually a blocked pattern, as we've got a completely disrupted low pressure. It's sat there by itself, and a high pressure up here, and they're disrupted from the rest of the bigger picture of the pattern. And we're expecting this blocked pattern, it's called a diffluent block or a Rex block to some. We're expecting this pattern to remain for much of the Christmas week and into the new year. Now, by the time we get to Christmas Day, there are a few differences in what we can expect for this pressure pattern. It's still a few days away, and so there's a few differences between models. But let's have a look at the most likely pressure pattern for Christmas Day. So if we scroll to Christmas Day, around midday. So the most likely pressure pattern is for that high pressure to be sat up to the north and east of the UK. So high pressure would be more dominant across northern areas, and that would bring in an easterly wind to many southern areas in particular. Now, that means a few things. Easterly winds are a colder direction for us at this time of year, but it's not particularly cold across Europe or parts of Russia at this moment, so it's not going to become widespread we're not going to see widespread really cold air across the UK, but it definitely will become colder than it is already. But also, this direction will bring a lot of cloud with it as well, so many eastern areas will see quite a lot of cloud, at least through the first part of Christmas week, probably lasting until at least Christmas Day. We'll also see some showers moving in from eastern areas. Now, when we're closer to that higher pressure further north, we could see overnight fog or frost developing, so it could be a bit of a frosty start across north and eastern areas, but across the south, with the strength of the breeze, I think frost will be limited. Now, with easterly winds, we always get the best of our drier weather over to the west. So best of any sunshine is most likely to be across western parts of the UK. Now, that is the most likely scenario, but it's not the only likely scenario. This is the second most likely scenario. There is a subtle change here in that the high pressure is slightly more centred across the UK. We still have those easterly winds moving in, so still got colder air coming in from the east. So in this scenario, it's still likely to be colder than it is at the moment. But with high pressure situated more centrally over the UK, that means that we're going to be seeing lighter winds, which would allow more widespread frost or fog to develop. That could be fairly slow to clear if it did develop. That does happen at this time of winter. And across northern areas, as that high pressure is further south, we could see some fronts moving in from the Atlantic, so there could be some rain across more northern areas. Now, in these scenarios, as I said, it does introduce colder air, so it is likely to be colder over the Christmas period, but quite how cold? As I said, we're not expecting a blast of very cold air, but temperatures will take a gradual downturn. And we can see those in the pressure in the ECMWF ensemble data here in the graph form. Have to be patient with this one, as it does take a little while to load. Oh, I wasn't patient enough. It came and went. Oh, it's back. There we go. Perfect. So throughout the Christmas week, you can see here, this is from Friday to Sunday, the 28th of December. And if I scroll around the UK, this is across a more southern area. You can see it's from around Monday onwards that we start to see this downturn in the temperatures. The graphs go up and down. That just shows the temperatures being warmer by day and colder by night. As I head to more northern areas, you can see that we start to see a bit of spread in those temperatures to some somewhat warmer, some even colder. And you can see it's actually across more northern areas where we're likely to see temperatures below zero. We could potentially see temperatures below zero, and that's where we will likely be closer to that higher pressure. So that's where we're more likely to see some overnight frost. Now, what does all this mean for the likelihood of snow? Well, as I said, in the most likely scenario, we probably will see quite a few showers across eastern areas, and we are going to be seeing that cold air coming in, and some of that colder air will be cold enough to bring some snow, but we are not expecting any widespread snow on Christmas Day. What we are expecting is potentially a few wintry, snowy showers. Now, this chart shows you the probability of snow falling on Christmas Day, the 24 hours of Christmas Day. The colours are the percentage chance. So pink is just a 5% chance and red is just a 10% chance. And what this is highlighting is the high ground. We're not expecting any snow to fall below 200 metres, but we could see some snow showers above 200 metres across parts of the UK. Showers are most likely in eastern areas, but if we did see any of those showers push into more western areas, parts of the high ground of Wales, Dartmoor, all along the Pennines and the Grampians as well, we could see some snow showers. So on a technicality, what does that mean for a white Christmas? Well, remember, the Met Office's definition of a white Christmas is just for one snowflake of snow to be observed falling in the 24 hours of Christmas Day. And by that definition, it's actually possible that we are going to see a white Christmas on Christmas Day this year. But by the definition you might be thinking at home of that widespread blanket of Christmas, I think it is very unlikely. Better luck next year. And then for the rest of the Christmas period, as I said, we've got that blocked pattern starting to develop. We can see that blocked pattern here. Now, this is the pressure anomaly for the whole week of Christmas week from the 22nd of December. And the pinks show that higher pressure than usual, and the sort of tealy green shows the lower pressure. And this is this diffluent block that's setting up. It's actually a very strong block, and that's why we're thinking it will likely last at least through the Christmas period and possibly into the new year. It might take a little while to budge. Now, we've been having a look, some of our chiefs here have been having a look at this, and it does look like it's one of the strongest blocks that we've seen of this type in this area for this time of year that it's developed over the past 45 years. So usually actually around Christmas, if we do see a blocked pattern at this time of year, it doesn't really last for both Christmas and New Year, but it does look like we will be lasting well into New Year. So a big change on the way from that low pressure to high pressure, bringing most of us drier weather.